So we've had a look at the Windows Compatibility Troubleshooter and how that can automatically set compatibility options for software dependent on the answers to questions that you give. However, you may find that you want to manually set compatibility options for a specific program, or that once those options have been set you want to tweak them or change them. So let's have a look at how we do this. Now, Windows 7, you want to find the program you want to set compatibility options for in the Start menu, either in the pinned list, as you can see here, or the recent apps list, or in the All Programs view. Right click on it and select Properties from the menu that appears. This will display the Properties Inspector for that program, and you will see there is a Compatibility tab. Now, it's here that we can set all of the compatibility options for this program. So let's have a look at them. The first one is to run the program in compatibility mode, and there's a drop down menu here with many Windows versions going all the way from Windows 7 all the way back to Windows 95. So you can select the version of Windows in which this program last worked properly, and you can select this from the list. You can see that Windows XP Service Pack 3 is checked here. The next option is to force the program to run in just 256 colours. You may have a really old desktop program that is critical to what you do that is not rendering properly on your screen, so you can force it to run in this old 256 colour mode. Similarly, you can force it to run in a very low resolution of a maximum 640 by 480 screen resolution, and you choose this if the window is not rendering or displaying properly on the screen and everything's in the wrong place or generally messed up. Disable visual themes will disable the new window aspects from Windows Vista onwards, things like Aero Glass, and it will force a legacy view of the window with the window furniture, things like the OK and cancel and apply and close and maximize buttons. It will force a legacy, force the program to use legacy mode for those. Desktop composition was introduced with Windows Vista, and it changed the way that applications are rendered on the screen. In versions of Windows before Windows Vista, the program would draw itself directly to the screen, but with Vista this was changed so that instead the rendering of the program was sent to video memory instead, and a different system managed the rendering of the application on the screen. So if you find that it's a legacy program that isn't rendering properly, it might be because of this new system introduced from Windows Vista that just fundamentally changes the graphics rendering on your desktop, and you might find that this option will help. Similarly, display scaling on high DPI settings. If you have display scaling activated on your PC, maybe it's set to 150% or 200% of the standard resolution, then you might find that your program isn't rendering properly, and this option may fix the problem for you. You can also force the program to always run as an administrator. Now, there are good reasons for this and bad reasons. Now, you may find that a program needs to run as an administrator, perhaps because it was poorly coded back in the days of legacy versions of Windows or Windows XP, when some programmers used sloppy workarounds in order to be able to get programs written more quickly, and they required these programs to have administrator level privileges, which of course back in the days of Windows XP everything had. The downside of this is that obviously you need to be careful, because if the program should be infected with malware, then you're going to be giving malware administrator level privileges as well, and anybody using that software, depending on what the software actually does, they will have administrator level privileges as well in whatever they do in the software. So you need to use this setting with care. And then we can change the settings for all users if we want to. Once we've selected our options, let's say we want to run it in compatibility mode for Windows 2000, we want to disable display scaling, we want to disable desktop composition, and then we want to change the settings for all users. So you would click that button to make the settings change for all users on the PC for whom that piece of software is installed. These options are also available in Windows 8.1, and you'll want to go into the All Apps view and right click on the program you want to set the compatibility options for and select Open File Location. And this will, as before, display a file manager window with the shortcuts to the program. You can right click on the program itself, program shortcut here, and select Properties. And this will then display a Properties Inspector window in which you have the compatibility settings for this program. Now you'll see here there's an extra button to run the compatibility troubleshooter. Some of the options here in Windows 8 are different. Run compatibility mode, here you'll see there are slightly fewer options. Options such as Windows NT and Windows 2000 that are available in the Windows 7 compatibility settings aren't available in Windows 8.1. So there are slightly fewer options, but we have more options for reduced color mode. And now you'll remember we could only force a 256 color mode in Windows 7. Well, there's also an additional 16-bit color mode available here that can be useful if software doesn't work properly. Again, we can force a 640 by 480 screen resolution. We can disable display scaling on high DPI settings. Remember again, and I'll show you this quickly, that if you have your screen resolution set here and your scaling set at 125 or 150%, for example, we can force the program to always run as an administrator. And please remember the caveat here that there are security implications as regards always running programs as an administrator. And there's another option here to enable the program to work with OneDrive files. In Windows 8.1 you have OneDrive baked into the operating system, and if you use that to synchronize the files on your PC with the cloud, let's say that you have placeholders on your PC for all of your files, but not all of the files are actually downloaded, then this option here will enable, or better enable, the legacy program to work with the files you have on OneDrive. Again, we have a button here to change settings for all users for whom that program is installed on the PC.